Well, I sure hope Captain Kirk is ready to get absolutely annihilated on Monday night. Anyways, welcome everybody to episode number 4 of Grizzly Talks Football. You know what's coming this episode? It is week 2 NFL predictions. If you haven't already, smash the like button, hit the red subscribe button, and hit the bell so you won't miss an episode or any new video that I post. So without further ado, let's get to the predictions. Up first, we have the Thursday night matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, this could go either two ways. Either the Miami offense completely destroys the Bills secondary, or the Bills defensive line gets through the Dolphins offensive line, and Tua Tagovailoa has a rough night with Greg Rousseau and Von Miller. By the way, Greg Rousseau had a heck of a game against the Arizona Cardinals, but unfortunately, they did allow 28 points on defense because their secondary was awful. And I was very shocked with the fight that the Jags put up against the Dolphins. I mean, they were up by 14 points and then they just completely choked the game away. But in the end, it's going to be a shootout and the Dolphins offense will prevail. I will say 42-38, Miami wins this game. Kicking off the Sunday afternoon games, we got the LA Chargers taking on the Carolina Panthers. I'm not going to think about this one too much. Even if it isn't Carolina, the Carolina Panthers' entire team is in shambles. Chargers do have an identity now with Jim Harbaugh, and I believe they win this game. It will be closer than everybody thinks because the Panthers could put up a fight against a team like the Chargers, but Chargers win this game regardless. Next up is the Dallas Cowboys playing the New Orleans Saints. As much as I want to say that the Saints are going to win this game, yeah, it's going to be tough going against the Cowboys defense. With that being said, Dallas Cowboys fans, I hope you're happy because I think you guys are going to win this game with efficiency on offense and an amazing defense like you had the last game against the Browns. Up next is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing against the Detroit Lions. This is going to be a very tough matchup because both offenses are very, very solid. Defenses may be a little bit questionable, but this game will definitely be a shootout. But in the end, I think the Lions just have a lot more energy in them across 4 quarters than the Tampa Bay Bucs do, and the Lions pull it out at the very end, just like they did against the Rams on Sunday Night Football. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts against the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field. Oh, how I wish Jordan Love was playing this game, but unfortunately, he has to miss a couple weeks due to injury. I know a lot of people are going to pit the Packers, but honestly, I'm going to think this is an upset. I think the Colts are going to beat the Packers in Lambeau. Anthony Richardson will ball out like he did against Houston just last week. Up next, we have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think people will pit the Jags because the Browns completely self-destructed in Week 1 against Dallas. But Week 1 is a complete liar. Trevor Lawrence has not faced a defense like the Cleveland Browns defense, and I think the fact that the Browns have this kind of defense, they will win in the end. Up next, we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not going to think about this one for 1 second and think that Sam Darnold's going to beat San Francisco. Yeah, no chance. Yeah, Niners win easily. Up next, we have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New England Patriots. Let me just say that the New England Patriots absolutely shot everybody just about when they defeated the Cincinnati Bengals last week on Sunday afternoon. Unfortunately for them, the magic ends here. Seattle takes care of business against the Patriots, and they prove they are still a very solid team from the NFC West. Next up is the New York Jets taking on the Tennessee Titans. This could go either one or two ways. The Titans don't blow a lead and they end up winning a shootout against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Or the Jets defense just completely dismantles Will Levis and that Titans offense with Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears, DeAndre Hopkins and company. In my eyes, I see that defense wins championships, and I'm very sure that the New York Jets are going to win this game in the end. Up next, we have the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. don't think about it for too long. The Raiders are still in football hell. The Ravens are definitely winning this one at home. And they are still one of the best AFC teams in the entire conference. And finally, to end the Sunday afternoon slate, we have the New York Giants traveling to the Washington Commanders. And just like the Raiders, the Giants are just having to struggle with finding an identity within themselves ever since that one playoff run. The Commanders will win at home with Jaden Daniels' rushing ability, and even his ability to throw if he decides to throw a passing touchdown. And to kick off the 4 o'clock games, we have the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Phoenix to play the Arizona Cardinals. But oh my gosh, do I feel so bad for Puka Nacua. He's on IR, so he will miss the next few games, at least the next 4 to be exact. With that being said, I'm not sure if there's going to be a receiver that's going to draw the coverage while Cooper Kupp gets open to try to score some points for the Rams. With that in mind, the offense stalls out, and Arizona takes great advantage with being at home and also with their defense taking advantage of the injuries that have happened to the Rams, like sometimes it usually happens. Up next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Mile High to play the Denver Broncos. I will also use the logic of Week 1 being an absolute liar for this game as well, as much as the Steelers' defense completely dismantled us last week. Sean Payton will find a way to win another close game with Bo Nix at quarterback. I say the Broncos win this one at home. Up next, we have Cincinnati taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, and this is the final game of the 4 o'clock slate. This could be one of the best games all year between two unreal offenses. But here's the thing, the game could be decided by T. Higgins whether or not he will come back. If he is healthy, the Bengals might make it closer than it will be if he was hurt still for Game 2. Unfortunately, Bengals fans, I did say that I would never make the same mistake picking against the Chiefs at Arrowhead, so the Chiefs will win this Week 2 game against Joe Burrow. For our Sunday Night Football matchup, we have the Chicago Bears traveling to Houston to play the Texans. Let me just say, this is going to be a very hyped quarterback battle as well between Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud. I really do think the Chicago Bears will make it a lot better on offense and keep the game close, like they came back against the Titans because of their defense. However, I do think the inconsistencies of Caleb Williams are just going to bite him in the ass because I think the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud will prevail in the end, becoming an AFC contender just like last year. And finally, for our Monday Night Football matchup, it's the Monday Night Bird Football game. Falcons versus Eagles in Philly. Let me just put myself out of my misery. Eagles blow us out. Well, not blow us out, but they do win in the end. Kirk Cousins may play better than he played against the Steelers, but that's not saying much. Eagles will still win. They will go to 2-0. We'll go 0-2. And by the way, this is being recorded on 9/11. Tribute to all those troops that have served our country. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next video. Peace.